Okay, guys, we'll start the session. In the last class, can you just tell me PPT is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyway, in the last class, we have a discussion about what is jurisprudence. The combination of law and philosophy, and then related, we have seen that hypothetical science law related aspects. Now, this class, I would like to continue about the jurisprudence related Simon and Austin definitions, and then we'll talk about Indian financial system. As you know that the jurisprudence which is going to be talk about basically what is law, how the law will be functioning. When you have a look on the definitions which are given by Austin or by the Salman, every definition will be giving a different way of expression, the views about by the law. According to the Austin definition, jurisprudence is the philosophy of positive law. Law means only the positive things only will be taught. What it is happening in the society, what is going to happen. It never talked about anything by the negative aspects. He has given the definition in his duration between 1790 to 1859. Even till the date, when you talk about the basics of law system mechanism in throughout the world, everybody will be looking to that the first definition which was given by an eminent jurist. He is the father of the classical concept of jurisprudence. As we know that the the system of political and legal aspects, the system of political and legal aspects are all the time witnessing for the changes. As of now, also we are looking into that the entire world or the global, we are segregating into the well-developed countries, developing countries, and undeveloped countries. And during those time, in Europe was the witnessing about especially in the politics, many aspects are taken place. The legal system has completely updated in 17th century itself. When it comes to the next definition which was given by the Solomon, so after the Austin, 1862 to 1924, and he's talking about science of the first principles of civil law, because he has given science is should require proof, then only they will have a trust what you have done. In your studies there is no witness, then ultimately nobody cannot be believed. Even in the law also, till the date we are following. If you accuse anyone, you have to produce proof, some sort of evidences. Without evidences, it cannot be comes under the purview of the law. Even whether it is a crime or civil issues or whatever it is, compulsorily, which is going to be implementing by the laws, whereas it should be required to producing of the witnesses, otherwise it cannot be accepted. Even till the date also, many people, whenever they have done the invention, copyrights and patents, immediately they will apply to the government and they will get that license for their product, or by the process, by submitting or filling of the basic proofs. So nobody should not be copy your work or your authoritative aspects. So if you want to see any kind of videos on jurisprudence or Indian legal system, I have given three video links. You can go through that. You can see that many more videos on these two concepts. Okay, next one, which is talking about Indian legal system. As you know that one of the important aspect of Indian legal judiciary, how this will be working. The Indian judiciary will be called it as third important estate, which is purview and focusing about how the systems are functioning in the particular country. As you know that we are having four estates. First one is an executive council, second one is legislative, and the third one is judiciary, fourth one which is going to be called as print and electronic media. Now everyone, they were having unique rules, laws, principles and regulations. But out of that, their own right, privilege, if anyone disturbing one right to another right, they can directly approach to the judiciary. Judiciary will be justifying their rights. For example, you have a problem with an MLA, local MLA, MP, chief minister, central minister, or any prime minister, whoever the particular person. If you are having a sufficient or strong proofs, he has to fold his hands. He need to stand in front of the judges. So judges are having their unique power. They should not show any kind of differentiation that whether you are a prime minister or a common man. Law is law. Law for all. Just a minute. Now, the structure of Indian legal system, mostly you would have come across this kind of charts. In India, the highest level of court will be called as a Supreme Court. The next level under the Supreme Court will be called as High Court. Under the High Court, will be having district level courts. Under the district level, also we are seeing many courts, which is going to be called as session courts, municipal courts, junior civil courts, in many aspects, tribunals. All these things will be working under the district level of the courts. Now, the first one, Supreme Court. As you know that the Supreme Court justice is having highest rate of powers in India. So Supreme Court will be resolving the issues between states, between the what we say like between states or between interstate related any kind of issues will be solving by the Supreme Courts. And then next one, which is going to be called as a, mostly the Supreme Courts are located at the capital of particular city. But as you know that the Supreme Court was located at the Delhi only. So how many people will be called it as a the judges over there? In Supreme Court also will be having a multiple level of court halls. Every court hall will be having a number of judges. Even if you find out in Madras High Court also, we are having more than 23, 25 court halls. Every court hall will be having by one judge. So same like in Supreme Court also, based on the criticality of the case issue related, they will be appointing two members bench, five members bench, or seven members judges benches. So these seven members judges benches, what they will do is, if in case any severe issue comes, they will come and sit, they will talk together, and finally they will come up with the one particular judgment. So as of now, highest level is in India, five or seven level of judges bench. All these judges are having equal level of experience and qualification, and most of the aspects will be known by the Supreme Court judges. Second one, which is going to be called as High Court. According to the Article 32 and Article 226 and 227, they were talking about the High Court. High Court also will be having equal level of powers, which is going to be called as in simple. This is highest level of judiciary in the particular state. Within the state, if you have any kind of problem, you can directly approach with the high courts. High courts will monitoring about your issues and relatively they will give that an appropriate solution for your problems. And here the high court also will be following by their own guidelines, like how you need to behave with the judges, how you need to behave with the when the case argument is going on, your body language, how you need to pronounce them. You cannot able to follow that according to your wish. So in the corporate culture, what will you do is, if you see your boss, you will wish, "Hi sir, good morning," but it will not be work out at the court. You need to fold your hands. You need to wish the judges, lawyers, because this is the guidelines of the court. You cannot able to follow by according to your wish. The next one will be called as just a minute, will be called as a local level courts, or you can call it as a district level courts, or sometimes you will be called this as a session courts. So what is going to be happen these session courts? In the session courts also will be handled like within the particular district wise. If you have any kind of problems, any issues, you can able to directly approach to the district level courts, and appropriately they will solve all your problems within the particular district. Now what is going to be happen all these three level of courts, as you know that Supreme Court, High Court, District Court. I was mentioned very clearly, the Supreme Court will be handling civil tribunals and criminal tribunals. High Court also will be handling civil and criminal. When it comes to the district courts, conducting trials, enforcement, non-contemptions. So, what is meant by the civil tribunal? Civil means which is going to be like house-related issues or land-related issues. Those things will be called as a civil issues. When it comes to the criminal tribunals, like any murder, rape, and those kind of things, which is going to be called it as a criminal offenses. So these criminal and civil related issues will be handled by two level of courts, Supreme Court and as well as High Court. District Court also will be handled. Apart from that, if in case any kind of misunderstanding between wife and husband or petty cases, and all these things will be handled by district level courts. Sometimes what will happen, it cannot be resolved the issues in district level. So by the time what will happen, they will come and approach in the state level, that is like High Court, or they may go to the Supreme Court level also for the issues for to get the resolution then and there. The next concept, which is talking about the sources of law. So, in what way you are getting rules, regulations? As you know that in the picture they mentioned source of law is like English law, judicial decisions, customs and usage, Indian statute. When it comes to the English law, again we are going to split up to the four important parts. When we are preparing or drafting of Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he is in confusion how we need to prepare a model of Indian Constitution. Without feel shy and guilty, he visited many countries. He requested prime ministers and presidents of the particular countries. He has seen that how they have been prepared the articles, how they prepare the chapters, and what kind of laws and laws related punishment rules and regulations. The entire system has been seen and noted down, and based on the inputs what he got it, and relatively he has been implemented in India, because the Britishers were ruled us more than 200 years. So mostly our Indian legal system, which is very similar to the English law. So the English law, again we are split up to the four important points. So in the English law, they were talking about equity. Men, women are equal. Equal work for equal distribution at English law. When it comes to the India, men and women will not be given that equal priorities. So they are split up 70%, 30%, 73, 66, 67. So based on the requirements, he has been created these kind of systems. And when you talk about the caste reservations like SCBC, which is going to be mentioned exclusively that to give the boost up for lower category of people also to be equal to the general cadre. So all these laws were written in foreign countries and English laws. He read all those things and relatively what is importance for the Indian scenario, Indian geography, Indian style of living. Relatively, he has been implemented by the decisions. Next, law merchant. As you know that merchant means in simple called as a businessman. Merchandise means the product. Who is going to deal with products, services, and those people will be called as a business people, merchants. So business related also we should be required laws and regulations. As you know that the companies act 1956. Now how many companies we are having chartered company, registered company. So if you want to register your company or if you want to start your company, according to the law, these kind of terms and conditions you need to be fulfilled. Articles of articleship and memorandum of association, you need to fulfill all these law related aspects. Next, the state law. So when you're talking about by the state, a particular state of law, you should be mentioned very clearly for what purpose, what is the law we are having, and relatively how they are implementing. So English law again, which is going to be deal with in the regular life of humans, what kind of business and what kind of dealings they were having. Relatively, the law will be implemented. Law will not be just it will not be a theoretical, will not be just like that. In real life, whatever you feel injustice, whatever you feel that inconvenience, all those points are clearly mentioned and recorded in the law book. Everybody has to following by the law. There is no exemption for anyone. The next concept, which is talking about manager and legal system. So, what is this manager and legal system? As you know that there is a owner, so owner cannot be done all the works by in his own. So, what he will do? He will appoint a manager. So, what manager will do? The boss or the owner, whatever the work he assigned to the manager, manager has to do the work, or else he will appoint somebody else, and those entire team is trying to fulfill the work or the task which is assigned by the owner, they will try to complete it. Now, mostly in India, whenever you found any companies or a nominal range of business activities, definitely the designation of manager is very, very essential. Even after completing your MBA, you are going to join any company, or else you may be already working in a company, maybe in different designation like assistant manager, associate manager, and then you are going to be promoted after this MBA as a manager also. So whatever the work you are doing, that work was not done by yourself. Your boss was given instructions or directions to you, and relatively you are doing the entire work with the help of by your subordinates. Now, whether you are a registered person or not, when it comes to the legal aspects, can I consider your directions? Can I consider your views or not? According to the legal point of view, we'll see. From the legal point of view, these are the factors will be associated. Manager must be granted the authority to make purchase the contracts. For example, you can consider me as a owner and I will consider you as my manager. I forwarded that a directions to you stating that there is a contract which was issued by state government. You need to prepare a quotation. As per my direction, as per my instruction, you prepared the quotation and you are trying to submit to the government. Now, you are prepared entire document, but in the last, signed by myself. That means the entire document was prepared by myself only, not by you. Sometime, what I will do, I will give you authority to you. I am busy with many other tasks, so I cannot able to sign by each and every document. What I will do, I will transfer my powers to you, or under my guidance, you are trying to work. For that, I will give you an authenticated letter. So with the help of this authenticated letter, you can do entire work on behalf of me. Hereafter, I won't sign any document. You can able to sign it. Example, as you know about the Reliance company, Mukesh Ambani will not sign on all the documents. What Mukesh Ambani will do, every segment, he will be having a CEO or a managing directors, and they will do all the transactions. But ultimately, they are responsible for their work, and they need to inform to the Mukesh Ambani. So, how Mukesh Ambani appointed the CEOs and managing directors by seeing their educational qualification, by seeing their experience. Now, how can I believe you are the CEO or managing director of that company? Because I have issued an offer letter to you. I have issued an ID card for you. I informed you you need to sit in the particular chair at the office in a particular designation. Then, which is going to be called as in simple granted authority. I have given authority to you for purchasing of contract, doing of work. Then legally, whatever the work you are doing, it is a responsibility of the company. So before you are granting the work for the people, you need to be think about all these points. So manager must be granted by authority. For example, for your understanding, you can go to the any bank, State Bank of India. State Bank of India, you are seeing that branch manager. You can talk to him. Now, branch manager is an intermediary. The power, ultimate power was having by the bank head office where it was located. The CEO of SBI only will have powers. So he will transfer his power, his authority to the branch manager. So branch manager only will be performing by the all the kind of tasks and activities. Second point, the manager accept this contracting authority. Sometime what will happen, they were mentioned very clearly. Your duties and responsibilities are only within the office. Outside the office, you are not having with any kind of powers or by the authority. How I would know? Example, the branch manager. Same example, State Bank of India branch manager. So within the branch, a cashier, attendant, or any kind of designated people can do anything. But when you are representing State Bank of India in a particular branch, the branch manager is only the person to do anything. So a cashier cannot be executed outside because it is a designation. The branch manager is only the responsible for whether branch is well developed or undeveloped branch related any kind of activity. He is the signing authority of the particular branch. Then third one, the employer accept the commitments that were made by the manager. Who is employer? The CEO of the SBI will be called as a employer. So whatever the manager was done, whatever the manager was signed on the document, that was accepted by the CEO of the company. You cannot able to say like I don't know anything because he is doing all the activities on behalf of your company. So if anything wrong, being an employer, you are the person of responsible for everything. So these are the legal states will be required. Now, what kind of authorities of a manager? So here they mentioned the three important types, which is going to be called as express authority, implied authority, and emergency authority. The express authority, in the name itself, they mentioned very clearly, which is going to be like an expression. I told you in the beginning of the session, you just assume me as a as a owner. I will assume you as a manager. When it comes to the first point of express authority, I need to inform to the public by touching your back or by giving a letter. I can able to proudly to announce to the society, hereafter he is my manager. He will do all the activities on behalf of me. So by expressing these things, automatically what will happen? The entire public will have a trust because the owner itself accepted he is my manager. Hereafter, he will handle all my things. This is going to be called as a express authority. Hereafter, what will happen? All the transaction manager only will be handled. If the manager accepted anything, that means the owner was accepted. If the manager is rejected, which means, as you know, the boss was not accepted. For your better understanding, when you join any company, you will be come to know the PA. So PA will be working on behalf of the owner or the particular manager. Sometimes what will happen? The manager or the owner will not talk to you directly. He will tell you, he will talk with the PA. If the PA is saying like sir is busy, sir don't want to talk to you, or you can come in some other day, that means indirectly or directly which is stating that by the manager he is not interested to talk to you. This is going to be called as a express authority. Second one, implied authority. Implied authority means which is generally known by the public, as we are assuming based on your designation, based on your experience, based on the kind of contact you are having with the owners, relatively we are assuming that these kind of powers you are having. Sometimes what will happen in a company, the members will be called in different designation. One of the important designation is advisory board members. Mostly the advisory board members, they are well experienced, and whatever advisory board members are giving advice to the owner is accepting. Then what we are assuming that if you want to get 100% acceptance from the owner, you can talk with the advisory board member. If they assume, if they talk to the owner, definitely which is going to be implementing. So this is going to be called as a implied authority. Sometime, usually, also the contracts will be valid, will be entering. Then last one, which is going to be called as emergency authority. So, what is meant by emergency authority? Manager or the sorry, the owner was very busy with many other works. So, what he will do, he will simply call to the opposite person. Mr. X is coming for signing on the agreement. Please accept it. Then X will be entered. He will be signing on the contract. So this is going to be called as a emergency authority. So you are signing, your powers are valid only for this contract. Next contract, you are not an authoritative person because of time being, because of emergency base, we have used your services. So this is going to be called as a emergency authority. Okay, next class we'll continue that execution of contract, purchase orders, and other important points. Just a minute, I will take.